Hi, this is Mike Sweeney from Saber Coaching with something new. I think if you've been paying attention to these videos, you might have heard me talk about stories from the edge. Well, this is something different. I've just now crossed the chasm and moved into solopreneurship and the startup world, and so this is what happens beyond the edge. So once you step into that threshold, what happens next? So for me, I'll start off with the first one that happened pretty soon after I stepped over, is complete and total overwhelm. So this is beyond the edge of overwhelm. The first thing I noticed when I got my new computer is that all of my previous systems for calendar and to-do management were gone. And I'd been pretty good about keeping track of everything, but I had an assistant for the last 6.5 years, so when that went away, I realized that left to my own devices, I'm not I'm not that organized, and so kind of mixed between Gmail and the Mac and what's on personal computer, work computer, and QD schedules, all that just kind of fell apart for a couple weeks. And the to-do, the way I manage my to-do list, I've kind of evolved that over the years, but that kind of went haywire. So I kind of didn't know what I was supposed to do, when and where. And that kind of threw me for a pretty big loop. I also felt an emotional load, like a finality of turning in the computer and turning in the badge after a period of time. Sending final emails, getting responses, not knowing who they would come from, and really being happy at the number of people who are wishing me well, but just, it was a lot. And then the cognitive load of learning new people, new systems, a whole new language, and what different things mean, like operational definitions of certain words. And I also had a lot of logistics going on, like making sure life insurance, healthcare. I got a letter from the IRS that I was short $300 or something crazy, and I had to figure out why and sit on hold with them, and managing the logistics of college payments and all those things. That just started to feel heavy, and each of those on their own were a lot. And then I started to sense like I made this big, courageous career move, and I'm on a walk, and it's like a beautiful sunny day, and like it's a beautiful morning. I got flip-flops on. I'm just walking the dog, kind of walking with my coffee, and I'm like racing through all the things I have to do in my head, like not even aware of the weather, the sun, what's going on, just completely ahead of myself. And that I felt like as soon as I made this courageous choice, like everything was going to be cool. And stepping over the edge felt a little like, or feels a little like, madness. And I laugh because like there was this big crescendo to me, like I'm gonna take this big courageous step, and I can't believe I did it. And now I'm like, oh my God, what have I done? Not in a bad way, but just it's a lot. So here's what I'm observing, learning, trying. So if you've taken a courageous step and you've crossed the threshold, maybe this will help you. The first is sharing some of that overwhelm with people, like, hey, I'm full, I'm gonna need some time with that. Hey, there's a lot going on for me. And as someone who, as a distance runner, kind of like I'm built to endure, like this hurts is okay to say sometimes. Hey. The other thing I'm trying is the concept of, there she goes, the Tiger Woods analogy of like you can only stand over one ball at a time. So making sure that I'm focusing on one task at a time. Continuing to look and evaluate if the task is not critical, like maybe I can push it, maybe I don't need to. Maybe I can focus on like 3-4 big things this week, 1 or 2 things a day. And just if it's not critical, give myself the space, because it's okay to have a 3-month or 3-year plan. It doesn't all have to be done immediately. Giving myself some patience, like I'm not gonna know everything right away. I'm not gonna know where everything is, and I'm not gonna master it quickly. Like give myself some time. I think the other is, done is better than perfect. Making sure I'm clear this way, but making sure I'm clear what good looks like as I'm working on something. It doesn't have to be perfect, but just kind of make sure that I'm on the same page with other people about what done looks like. Get it done, move on to the next thing. And then also giving myself time to be proud. Like, I'm here, it's morning, I'm walking in the woods, I don't have a commute. You know, I get to keep sharing what's going on in my story, and that's something I wanted. And I think it also tells me it's probably time to schedule something with my coach, because if I can't even get through, you know, 5-6 minute video without feeling that overwhelm as I describe it, maybe I need some time to process what's going on. So I'll continue to share kind of what's happening beyond the edge. It's raw, it's real, it's not always going to be pretty, but I hope you have a good one.
This is Red Rocks! This is the edge!